For every age, there is a time of trial. The rocks faced such a fire before they were the strength beneath our feet. The plants braved vast winds before their roots could give us life. As a sage of considerable years, I have known only one such great ordeal. Yet the hero it created was a champion for all time. Today's the big day, Jack. I hope you are prepared for whatever happens.
I think I figured out most of this machine. It interacts somehow with that large precursor ring. I just hope we didn't break anything moving it here to the lab.
Easy for you to say. We did all the heavy lifting.
Daxter, don't touch anything! Though the precursors vanished long ago, the artifacts they left behind can still do great harm.
Or great good, if you figure out how to use them.
I've had some experience with such things. I know you can make it work.
Looks like Jack still got the mojo.
Interesting. It appears to be reading out some preset coordinates.
Wow, look at that.
Finally, the last rift gate has been opened.
What are those things?
So this is how it happened.
You cannot hide from me, boy.
Do something, Jack!
What's this do? Or that? How about this one? Anybody press all the buttons?
What was that thing?
Hang on, everyone!
I want on this thing!
Find yourself, Jack!
Okay, I swear, that's the last time I ever touch any stupid precursor crap!
There he is. Move in. Step away from the animal.
Ah!
Forget the rat. The Baron wants him. We've been waiting for you.
Don't worry, Jack. I'll save you before you know it.
Dark eco injection cycle complete. Fire readings nominal and unchanged.
Well, nothing. I was informed that this one might be different.
He is surprisingly resistant to your experiments, Baron Praxis. I fear the Dark Warrior program has failed.
You should at least be dead with all the dark eco I pumped into you.
What now? Metalhead armies are pressing their attacks. Without a new weapon, my men cannot hold them off forever.
I will not be remembered as the man who lost this city to those vile creatures! Move forward with the final plan, and finish off this thing tonight.
As you wish. I'll be back later.
Ding ding, third floor. Body chains, roach food, torture devices. Hey, buddy, you seen any heroes around here? Whoa! What'd they do to you? Jack, it's me, Daxter. That's a fine hello. I've been crawling around in this place, risking my tail, literally, to save you. I've been looking for you for 2 years. Say something, just this once.
I'm gonna kill Praxis!
Right now, we gotta get you out of here. Just let me figure out how to open the security locks for your chair so I can... You can do it. Jack, easy now. Easy, buddy. It's your old pal Daxter, remember?
Daxter?
What the heck was that? Sheesh! Remind me not to piss you off. Come on, tall, dark, and gruesome. We're out of here. I brought you some new threads. Put them on.
Well, Hello there, everybody. It's Jack 2, man. Do you really know Jack? Because that's what the back of the instruction case tells me. So, holy crap, man. This is one of my favorite childhood games, and I went on record as saying this game actually scared me as a child because they said the bad words. And at this point in the game, playing it the very first time, I was like, I don't think I should be playing this. Because it was, you know, scary. You know, adults say bad words. But anyways, we're playing this on PC SX2. And hey Seth, stop playing RuneScape, whatever you're doing, and actually show the game off, because it's my original case that I got from Toys R Us ages ago. And I love the back of the box here. Something big is about to unfold in a groundbreaking action-packed adventure from Naughty Dog, creators of the multi-million seller Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy. After 2 years in prison, Jack's mad as hell, and he's out for revenge. So you can already tell right off the bat this game uses the edgy 2000s to the max. Now I will say, now hear me out, I think the edge factor of this game is actually not that bad. And I can see you going, oh really Seth, you fucking lunatic. No, I believe it. It's actually not terrible. The story is kind of dog shit, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's not like something horrible like Sonic the Hedgehog or anything else from modern Sonic trying to throw in... God, I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah. So, you know, obviously they turned the very bright and fun, kind of colorful, platformy, you know, collectathon game from the first game and just called it Jak 2 instead of Jak and Daxter 2. This is a man's game, okay? You know, the cover shows Jak holding a gun, okay? That's how you know it's pretty edgy. And, I mean, shit, dude. This game is actually pretty good. So, you're probably thinking, now, Seth, you were just saying how you're running this on an emulator. I thought you had that figured out in Jak 1, if we call it that, I guess. So yeah, there's actually a couple of things I have to get out of the way real quick. So we're running this on PCSX2. Normally you can run this in OpenGL mode through the plugins and everything, and that was fine for my test playthrough. And then when I started doing the testing for the audio and getting the record set up, well, I had some fun. The game ran at like 20 frames a second in absolute slow motion. I had to resync the audio because I was playing frequency, which requires a very, very, very specific type of, you know, microsecond delay. So I had to reset the audio, switch it back to async, which it was on time stretch, I think, for the original. I had to reset the microseconds to 120. I had to do a lot of shit. So this is actually running off of the default settings for your hardware, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, you'll notice some issues. Actually, let me show it off real quick. You can see my shadow moving weird. That's going to persist throughout the whole game, and I'm honestly apologizing right now, but I tried every single thing I could think of to make sure I could record this properly. I didn't know that until less than 10 minutes ago, so I apologize for that, but you know, it's emulation, it's not exact. If you really wanted me to, I could hook up my PS2 to a thing, and then, yeah, I'm not doing that. That's way too much work. The PS2 is so loud, too. Trust me, if you haven't heard one of those in a long time, you're going to get shocked. So, I'm going to be doing this mission by mission. Sometimes maybe 2 missions in one video. This is also to help me personally, because I need some buffer time. Because A, work is kind of busy, and I do sometimes forget to upload 1 or 2 videos every night. I always have everything finished before I upload it, so it's no big deal like, oh, did Seth just stop playing the game? No, it's probably because I fell asleep on the floor or just forgot about it. So this is actually going to be going up after a video I make in a few hours probably after this. I don't know. Point is, it's actually mainly to make me work on my Silent Hill 2 retrospective coming out soon. Hey, maybe it's the future and it's the best video I ever made. Who knows? I don't care. But yeah, this is basically to make sure I have stuff ready, so we're going to be doing this mission by mission. These are the sound options I have, by the way. Everything's at like 70s because it's a lot easier. It's not a very loud game, but still. So I have to explain, excuse me, a few things first. So you can see we have a mission meter this time. We're not actually doing collectathoning. This is actually more of a GTA 3 clone. And I honestly think it's pretty good. As someone who loves GTA 3, it's my favorite GTA game. From nostalgia, my actual favorite is probably Vice City. I love Vice City. It's a lot of fun. But 3 is my probable favorite, I guess. I think it was a bold step for the series, honestly. Oh, and by the way, the instruction manual says there is a very useful map on Haven City on the flip side of the game cover, which I'll show off as well. Man, that map is useless. So, you won't see the actual city map until we get into the game properly. There's high scores, and you're probably like, high scores? That's right, we have, like, different gun courses and stuff. And I'll do those separate. Maybe I'll make a poll. Comment below if you want me to do those as separate videos, because we will be doing mandatory too, but the other ones to get the challenges I recommend doing later on in the game. A lot easier, especially when you get like capacity upgrades and shit like that. But yeah, also it's a really weird thing that happens with PCSX2. Every time I reload the disc and the emulator, I actually have to reset the subtitles in the language to English. It'll always be in Japanese. I don't know why that happens. It just does. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Let me see if I can carbon date this copy here. 2003. So whatever the Black Label 2003 release was, that's just a thing that can happen, I guess. So you can get this on PSN. I believe you can also, like, I think they have an HD collection as well. So this is a pretty accessible game. So I don't really feel like the need to put a link to buying it, because this is my PS2 original copy I've had forever. But also, before we get started, I think this is the first game I'd ever play that had an aspect ratio on it and progressive scan, because this was when people didn't have, you know, HD TVs weren't that common yet. God, 16:9, what a time to be alive, right? Back when 4:3 was the average. So, anyways, so I'll explain the controls if you're unfamiliar, just really quickly. This is going to be kind of a long video. I do have to explain a couple of things, because there is some differences between this and 1. And before I get started, I can't believe I didn't know this. Yeah, I didn't know about this. So I'm holding down X and just mashing square. I didn't know that until I was playing the demo version of the game, and I did that on accident to fucking see if I could break it. But apparently, yeah, you can do that. You can't do it the spin, but you can do that. So you can do quite a few special moves in this game. You can still crawl like we could in the original. You can roll, jump. That no longer has attack frames on it. The straight punch is actually pretty quick, and you can cancel out of it relatively quickly too, so it's actually a lot better than the first game. We also have the spin kick, which has been heavily nerfed. You can already see that the I also like this cute little animation of, I don't know if I can get it to work, but sometimes like Daxter wraps him, yeah, like right there, you see that he wraps himself around Jack's head. I like that. It's really cute. So there's that. You can still do the big jump, the down jump thing, punch up, spin. And of course, new to this game was going to be guns. They were basically the replacement for Eco. We don't have any yet. But I actually have to say, I like Jack's design here. It's reminiscent of the first game. I like it better than the third game's design. You can see we have the shorts instead are now these kind of fatigue khaki sort of things. And then we also have the gloves replaced with like gauntlets. And then we have the blue shirts, darker blue. So it's all pretty identical. But of course, there's a couple of differences here. We still only have 4 fucking hits. That is a huge pain in the ass if you've never actually played these games. So, yeah, you're very, very fragile. There's also New Game Plus mode called Hero Mode, which I'll show this off real quick. So, if we go into our secrets menu, you can see that we have the orbs again in this game, but they're more like a secret currency rather than straight up currency. There's two different kinds of currencies. There's orbs and there's skull gems. Skull gems are used to upgrade Dark Jack, and orbs are just used for secrets. Jack 3 would integrate them into more of a streamlined upgrade system, like for both. Metal head skulls gems would be used for, I believe they'd be used for opening up like Oracle challenges and shit like that. So they were a lot more of a secondary currency. In this game, they're just basically for, you know, Dark Jack, which is kind of underwhelming. But Hero Mode is basically New Game Plus. That's the end game reward if you get 200 orbs. Now, I believe there's like 280 something orbs in the game, and this is going to scare the shit out of somebody, but I actually remember where 99% of these are, because the first time I ever think I used the internet that wasn't for Mortal Kombat related bullshit was actually to find the orbs in this game. So I have a very good memory of Jak 2 because it's one of my favorite nostalgic games. So there's actually, as you can probably tell, there's a hell of a lot less. Hell, there was like 200 orbs in like the first 2 levels of the game, the first one. So they're a hell of a lot less common. They're actually really hard to see in some areas, like the Metalhead Nest. Oh my god, there's one like a fucking tank chassis that's like, just, fuck, that is horrible. They do, I believe, contribute to completion. But yeah, by the way, you can actually miss orbs. Like this specific section we're in right now. We can come back to this area we're in right now later, but later parts of it, no, they get, like, blocked off. Same with the Metalhead Nest at the end of the game. So if you want to get every single orb, you gotta bust your ass. Most of the orbs you're gonna get are gonna be coming from challenges in this game, which are... I'm not gonna be doing those. Maybe I'll do them all in a video. I don't know. Like a separate, like, series. I don't know. If you guys want me to do that, just please tell me. I don't mind doing it. It's actually really fun. Because they're not really that hard, but, so yeah, orbs are kind of uncommon. Metalhead skull gems, now, those are weird. I'm gonna say this right now. Let's go ahead and load, or not load, but look at it. So, you can see I have 92. That's that little yellow squiggly. So, every time you kill a metalhead in this game, they drop a skull gem, and then once they die, they lose it until end game. It's really weird, but if you play hero mode, they actually restock. Every time you kill a metalhead, you get one. It's weird. So you can see you can go over 100%. I didn't get every single orb. I just did a few challenges. Said, yep, that's good. Let's do the test record. So, yeah. I hope you guys are ready. So, this is such a fucking great game. It really is. Now... yeah, Daxter chimes in a lot more in the early game, by the way. I did not ever play Daxter, by the way, which is...
Cursor orbs are worth a lot now. We might find a few hidden around, or get some doing
Get
difficult
some.
tasks. We'll be able to buy stuff with them.
But yeah, Daxter I never actually got to play, which is kind of a shame, because I always wanted it, but I had a GBA, not an SP. Or... yeah, what were they called? PSPs, there we go.
Do you remember how to roll?
I like how he says, roll! It's always funny. So, yeah, this game was absolutely soul-crushing when I first played it because it is genuinely a tough game. So, anyways, so we can see there's a little meter underneath our health bar where there's that logo of Jack's edgy face. That's actually our Dark Eco meter. You can...
before you jump, you'll go higher. You'll need a high jump to reach the top of this ledge, Jack.
I like this line here, by the way.
Dodge, Jack. Do your stuff.
But Dark Eco drops from a few creatures in the game, and it's basically like a rage mechanic. Jak 3 would tone it up way better, but in this game it's more... Ooh, did the fight. I actually really like the humor in this game too. It's not that bad. But so in this game, Dark Jak is what happens when you get oh, for fuck's sake. See that face he made? That was what it felt right there. So
you can get a longer jump by rolling into it.
Bet you didn't know that was down there. But anyways, yeah, in Jak 3 they'd make it so you could just like tap the button, like the I think it's L2 button, and you turn into Darkjack. And you'd use whatever Dark Eco you had collected at that point. I prefer that more to this system, because once you get Darkjack, you never really need to use it. I know there's a few sections in the game that it's kind of easier, but
You'll crash down to the ground hard enough to break lots of things.
breaking stuff is fun, right? I love that line. That's one of my favorite lines in the entire game. But, yeah, by the way, some of these orbs are just cryptic as shit, and yeah, you can miss that one and never get it again. So, anyways. Yeah. They said crotch! Anyways. You're busted. I just love these lines so much. There is no escape as you escape. I always thought that was funny. But yeah, personally, I'd say Darkjack is kind of a afterthought after a while. It never really becomes that useful. It can become invincible later on, but that's way... I think you need, that's like, what, the third upgrade for it? Which takes, like, you'll probably have to kill, like, 500 something metalheads to get it. It's fucking insane. And you'll notice there's some, graphical issues here and there with the emulator. It's not that bothersome to me. I'm actually pretty used to it. I mean, this game is pretty intensive for, like, its time. So, anyways, here's the outside.
We're free, Jack, thanks to me. Nice to breathe some fresh air, huh? We'll get that Baron Praxis guy, all right.
I'd like to point out, look how fucking massive other NPCs are compared to Jack. Let's just compare with this woman here. Okay, her tits together are probably 3 times the size of Jack's head. Let's put that into... Look how tall this person is compared to him. And look at this dude here. This guy looks like he could pick me up and I could fucking fall into his mouth, okay? This is some scary shit. I don't remember this gets fixed in Jack 3, but it's always bugged me ever since I was a kid that people were just massive compared to Jack in this game. So right now we're in the city, and we're gonna just go over here to Core up front. But when I first saw this, holy shit, dude. This was like, whoa. Am I seeing this? Is this for real? And I remember doing this the first time playing the game and going, I can go here. That's so cool. So, Haven City is actually a pretty large map, but there's not a lot to do in it. But we'll talk about it later. Let's go ahead and advance the story.
Hello, strangers. My name is Core. May I help?
You look like a reasonably smart man. I want information. Where the hell am I?
And that moment right there was the moment that scared me so damn bad as a kid that I thought I shouldn't play this game.
Sorry. He's new to the whole conversation thing.
Well, my angry young friend, you are a guest of His Majesty Baron Praxis, the ruler of glorious Haven City.
I was just a guest in the good Baron's prison.
Inside a cell or inside the city, walls surround us both. We are all his prisoners. Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'd move on if I were you.
By order of His Eminence, the Grand Protector of Haven City, Baron Praxis, everyone in this section is hereby under arrest for suspicion of harboring underground fugitives. Surrender and die.
Excuse me, sir. Don't you mean surrender or die?
Not in this city. Protect us from these guards, and I'll introduce you to someone who can help you.
The first time I played this game and this shit happened, oh man, I was crying. I was like, I don't like this game. Jack's a mean guy. He swears in front of kids and he gets angry and cuts people up. This was a fucking nightmare sequence for me as a child. But yeah, Darkjack's basically just fast.
That was cool.
Do it again.
Something's happening to me. Something he did. I can't control it.
Crawling in my skin!
Very impressive.
I won't do that again, I promise.
Okay, Jack.
What you just did was very brave. This child is important.
This kid? He looks kind of scruffy.
You are in a restricted zone. Move along.
I thought we were under arrest.
Thank you for your help, but I must get this boy to safety.
Hey! What about us?
There is an underground group waging war against Baron Praxis. Its leader, the Shadow, could use fighters like you. Go to the slums, find a dead-end alley near the city wall. Ask for Torn. He can help you.
Seal off the area.
So, the Shadow and Torn. Those are just how you know this game is edgy as shit. So let's go ahead and get a vehicle now that we can do that. So, something I really love about this game is the fact that the music is dynamic. And I like how this actually is... Yeah, this is like when... I like that. So yeah, you can go up and down, and this is pretty useful because obviously the slums doesn't really have roads, but it doesn't also have very huge traffic. Generally, the traffic is pretty mild here. By the way, you cannot go up that hut thing there, because if you do, holy shit, you'll crash your car, it'll explode, and you'll die. So let me explain how vehicles work real quick. Accelerate's just X, slow down is square. And I like how the little detail here, when you slow down on zoomers, depending on how hard you do it, you can see these back fins actually come out. It's so cool. I love it. And the music changes too, you can hear like right now, like...
I've got suspicious activity in this sector.
And it changes based on, I believe if you're alerted, walking on foot, have a gun drawn, on the hoverboard, in a vehicle, and I think there might be one for Dark Jack, but I think it just goes into alert. So yeah, there's a lot of dynamic music in this game. So there's actually, let me demonstrate real quickly here. No, I want that. So, okay. There's actually a few different kinds of vehicles in this game, and I'm only going to explain this one time, so forgive me here, please. So, there's actually 4 different types of speeders, and let's see if I can get another one to spawn. No, that's not what I want. So, there it is, there's one right there. So NPCs actually won't try to get their vehicles back when you take them from them for some reason. I think that they auto-retaliate in Jak 3 more often. Oh, well, one of them despawned. It doesn't matter. So, the one on my left would be a slow vehicle with a lot of health. The middle one is the faster ones. There's, I think, 2 or 3 different skins for those. And then the one on the right's a 2-seater. These are actually pretty damn solid on the right. These I tend to find myself using the most. There's another one that was parked right here before it despawned, but those are actually pretty useful. They have a decent supply of speed and health, and they're required for a few different missions. So either way, cars, just like in GTA, the more damage they incur, they'll start to smoke. I'll actually demonstrate that real quick. So you can see they start to deteriorate, and then of course if we keep hitting them, they catch fire. Not like in GTA, they actually don't explode yet, but they start to fuck up. Like, this one is almost dead, but if I actually kept bumping into shit, yeah, they explode and they do 2 hits of damage every time. So, don't do that. If you're running low on a vehicle, just get a new one. It's usually safer unless there's a specific reason not to. There's not very many different skins for NPCs in this game, but at the time it was fucking incredible. So, you can see that these dudes right here are the Crimson Guards. They're pretty much police. If we hit them, they go into alert state. And I think there's like 3 or 4 different styles of alert. But if you do that, you can just basically get away from them. There's no like wanted star system or anything. It's just basically until you escape their view. They spawn fucking everywhere in this entire game, by the way. So, you're never not safe. So, killing citizens is a good way to, like, obviously get your wanted meter started, I guess. And then you can actually hide, but it's really ineffective. I'll show that off. So if we go up against a wall and hold down the button... Yeah, you see we can do that. It's kind of ineffective, and it's really just there for show. But let's go ahead and keep going with the story, I guess. I might as well do that. So, you can see when traffic gets a little jammed, it's better to just do this, but you run the risk of running into people, and they can just get in your way. Oh, and by the way, I fucking love this cutscene. This is the most 2000 shit ever. Look at that stance. Look at that stance. That is 2000s if I ever saw it.
We're looking for a guy named Torn. Cor sent us. Are you Torn?
This just drips of the 2000s.
Maybe this guy's a new, like you used to be.
New faces make me nervous. Word is you're out to join the fight for the city. You know, picking the wrong side could be unhealthy.
God, that's just so... I'll try not to do this for all the scenes, but this is why I'm like, this is the 2000s. Way edgier than the 90s. Look at that face.
We want to see the shadow.
Not likely. If you want to join something, why don't you and your pet go join the circus? Unless you've got the fur for a really tough task. Steal the Baron's banner from the top of the ruined tower and bring it back to me. Then, maybe we'll talk.
Oh, look at that face. That's how you know it was edgy. So, this is how you get missions, pretty much. This is the format of the game. And I'll actually include this one because I didn't really do a whole lot this video. Oh, and that thing over there's a propaganda thing.
Is to control. Give up your freedom, and I will protect you.
What the hell?
In me,
This is Unit
promised land.
We're on
Yeah, you can blow those up too. And yeah, Baron Praxis is voiced by Clancy Brown, who did a lot of stuff with Naughty Dog at this point in time as well. He also voices, I think, a handful of the other NPCs too. So, yeah, if you might recognize quite a few of the voices from this game, if you've ever heard it before, or haven't heard it before, I should say. So you can also take police cruisers. They have a gun on them, but it's really shitty, and I do not recommend it. Like, almost every, like, that bike right there, that is so fucking frail. I'm dead serious. You hit a wall with that at, like, that speed like I just did, it would fucking explode. And let's see if I can do this glitch real quick. Yep. So for some reason, the altitude just drops on those areas, and, like, vehicles just explode. It's fucking ridiculous. So this is how the game is structured. So we have the city hub and then the levels. Look at these fucking things! Look at those goofy fucking eyes. Oh my god, I love these enemies so much. So, you can see right away that, like, enemies drop Dark Eco. Guards actually drop ammo once we get a weapon. And it does have drop bias as well, so if you're running low on a specific type, it will drop specific ones. So, this shit's actually toxic, and this isn't fixed in the PS2 version, obviously, because this is the PS2. So, I want to see if I can do a glitch in a minute, but if I don't pull it off, actually no, let's not even try it. I'm not very good at it. So, right away, the game starts throwing so many good... I haven't even mentioned yet, but this game has a fucking fantastic way of explaining to the player how the game works in such small ways. It's introducing us to, like, things like platforming. It's introducing us to, like, things like, hey, there's an aura, but I can't get it yet. Like, it's just, there's small things. Like, it's utilizing everything you've been learning so far with just the right amount of leeway at first. Because if you're like, oh, this looks really easy, trust me, if you've never played this game, you have no earthly idea how scarce health kits are and how brutal some of the combat actually gets, especially towards the end of the game. Because another thing this game doesn't do very well is checkpoints. If I die right now, I will have to go all the way to the start of this area. So, it's pretty fucking brutal. And, by the way, the control in this game is absolutely superb. I can't even think of anything in this game that makes it control badly. Like, you know how people make those bullshit, like, Super Mario ROM hacks? If they made one for Jack, I'd probably be able to do it because I understand this game's movement so damn well. I'm not even thinking right now. I'm just literally autopiloting and pushing buttons. So, that's how smooth and graceful the controls are. And by the way, sometimes you can touch this dirt and it'll actually cause me to fall. There's one area in here that actually lets you do that too, but for now, I like this, by the way. And yeah, that's a homage to the first game.
Yeah, I guess you guys are in.
Another reason why I say this game is 150 times way fucking better than shit like Shadow the Hedgehog and crap like that. Personality, actually competent writing, comedic delivery. It's not trying to be a fucking children's game, I guess, at the same time, like Brain Dead Kid game, I guess. And it's just a very solid, well-made game. So yeah, if you're ever like, how? So, you can see over there, there's actually orbs we can't get to. So if I touch this water, I'm not going to demonstrate it. I'll actually take damage. Well,
I think we need to go back to the city, Jack.
you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to explore. I want to see if I can do this glitch, because it's really kind of hard to do. You cannot do this on later versions of the game. If I don't... Oh, no. Oh, damn. No, it's fine. Later on, it can sometimes break. You can actually get over there. There's not much reason to do it, but it's still fun nonetheless. So, yeah. You can also get a hoverboard later on, which just increases the movement. And by the way, if you die, enemies respawn. So, yeah. You don't really want to get killed. That's an okay death in my eyes, because I was seeing if I could get a glitch. But you know what? I think that's a still pretty solid way of clearing it. I've never speedran this game because I didn't have the, I don't know, I just never had the urge to do it, but some people are really fucking, like, butter at it. By the way, when that log fell over, that was fucking unbelievable as a kid. I was like, holy crap, look at these, like, physics and shit. So, the game is very, very, very well presented, I guess. And it's just, I don't know, man. So, I'm gonna call it right here for the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.